Alex, old book, ancient book, antiquated book. People will say, this is outdated. This is for other people of an ancient time. So the question is, are Christian virtues outdated?
Yes, well, first, the question I guess today is, why are there Christian virtues? I was talking to a New Ager recently, really great guy, but just believes in all this New Age thing that our morals come from within. And his response to me was that I can't believe in a God who tells me what I can and can't do. He thought that was a bad idea. Now, my thinking is, if you have a child and you love that child, you do put limits on what they can and can't do to protect them. If you look at the Christian virtues, they're not to restrict or limit our pleasure, they're to protect us from harm. So going right in, most people don't understand that. The Ten Commandments were not just some random laws that God gave us. They were actually laws to protect us so that we can have more prosperous lives. Now, that said, let's look at a Christian virtue, sexual purity. Christianity affirms that we should not have sex before marriage. Think about whether that's outdated or not. What would the world be like if people waited till they were married to have sex? There would be no rape. There would be no adultery. There would be no out-of-wedlock births. There would be no STDs. There would be no sexual trafficking. I mean, the world would be a better place. And I think today, in the society, what we've made of it through the sexual revolution, I think it is time for some Christian virtues. And I think it would make society better. That said, I'm amazed that nobody challenges the sexual revolution. I mean, they still claim that they have liberated us through the sexual revolution.
Liberated us to abortions and
there you go.
all the other things.
I left out abortions on that one. But that said, people don't challenge it. And when I am confronted with someone who is boasting about the sexual revolution and how it has liberated us, I say, you know what, maybe it liberated you, but talk to me about the 30 million kids who go home every day and don't have a father in the house. Talk to me about the tens of millions who have STDs. Talk to me about the girls who have to have abortions at an early age in life. Didn't liberate them. Talk to me about the housewife who comes home to find out that her husband was liberated to have an adulterous affair, and now she's left alone with children. It's staggering to me that we do not challenge the premise and the assumptions of the sexual revolution. And that said, I think it's time for some Christian virtues. Now, that said, what is the primary virtue today? Is to be happy. Parents tell their kids all the time, do what makes you happy. Personally, I think it's perverse, and here's why. Because the Bible teaches us that if we seek virtue, that is, love, forgiveness, charity, righteousness, that we will ultimately find happiness. If you tell your child, go and pursue a life of happiness, what's going to happen to them? They're going to turn into a selfish, self-centered, egotistic maniac, and they'll find neither virtue nor happiness. Jesus told us, put first the kingdom of God and all His righteousness, and all these things will be added onto you. If you seek virtue, you will find happiness and a fulfilled life.